Bucs-Falcons, a significant NFC South game to start the season. Last year, the Bucs won the division despite being swept by the Atlanta Falcons, and it looked like the Falcons were going to win. It was a great end of game. Like, it was kind of sluggish and boring, and then all of a sudden it got very, very interesting. Michael Penix scores on that Stretch Armstrong play at the goal line where it felt like there were 20 snaps within the 5-yard line in that sequence at the end. There was a long review. The Bucs go down. Emeka Egbuka becomes the first rookie to score a game-winning touchdown pass in the final whatever seconds it was since Ernest Wilford with the Jaguars in 2004. Only the second guy since the merger in his first game to have that kind of a clutch catch. 2 touchdown catches for him. Baker Mayfield, not big numbers, but 3 touchdown passes, 163 passing yards. You look at there's really nothing that stands out offensively, but they did enough. And one of the reasons they did enough, we talked about the kicker, Younghoe Koo. How can you trust him? He had a chance to send the game to overtime.
Yeah. No,
and it wasn't even close.
Definitely. I mean, total team win here. It really was. Because early on in the game, the Bucs offense could not do jack diddly squat. They could not do anything. But the Bucs defense kept them in the game other than one swing pass to Bijan Robinson for a 50-yard touchdown pass. You talked about the missed field goal by the Falcons at the end of the football game. The Bucs had a big punt return at one point that set up their second touchdown of the game. It was big punt return, Baker Mayfield scramble, and they scored like the next play to go up 17-10. Right, but it was a game where, hey, Michael Penix hung in there. It was not easy throwing the football. The leading receiver was Bijan Robinson. The receivers in the passing game for the Atlanta Falcons were not a huge factor here. Again, what I think I was excited for with Michael Penix was we're going to see more Drake London down the field, more Kyle Pitts down the field. But what you see is they're not guys that have tremendous speed and separate that way. They miss Darnell Mooney. They need him in the lineup because he opens up the field for them. So offense was a struggle all day long. But, man, Michael Penix at the end of the game, man, was he clutch with some of the runs he made, some of the big throws he made. But they gave the ball to Baker and company last, and Baker's fearless in those situations, and he lets it fly. And he made a big-time throw, like you said, to Egbuka to win the football game.
You mentioned Drake London. He's day-to-day with a shoulder sprain. We've got them.
Did that happen on the play where they reviewed the touchdown that he kind of dropped? You remember they kind of reviewed it. We weren't sure if he caught it or dropped it. It was at the end of the football game. He fell on that shoulder hard there, and I don't think we saw him after that.
Well, then that would be it.
Right.
Shoulder sprain day-to-day. Mooney missed the game. Sunday night we have the Falcons at the Vikings. And Koo, I was watching the replay, the 44-yarder. Like 44 yards in the 70s.
Yeah,
44-yard was like, you're on the fringe of that being a pretty long kick. Now it really is automatic. It's only 10 yards longer than an extra point, and he just pushed it hard to the right.
It's another guy that's in his head. He's one of the clutcher kickers in football in previous years. But at the end of our last year, we saw like some moments of going, man, what happened to Younghoe Koo? And again, here we go. Game one, misses one there. So I feel for him. But I'm starting to wonder, too, if it's in his head a little bit. And then, too, I think the last thing we got to talk about here just to wrap this game up, the game-winning touchdown that Baker did throw. That was a cool little story. Everything he told you, right, or Jason Garrett, excuse me, on FaceTime yesterday. They had run the concept a few times. They realized Jesse Bates was not staying in the back middle of the field. He kept creeping up, trying to take one of the underneath routes. They called the play. Mike Evans runs the in-cut. He sees Mike Evans. He goes, they're going to throw to him in this situation, right? I'm going to get down there and make a play. Boom. No, not so fast. Emeka Egbuka over the top touchdown. And those are the things you learn on the sidelines as the game goes on.
Breaking in a new offensive coordinator. It was like, they're going to stink now. Well, Dave Canales left, and they were fine with Liam Cohen.
Yeah.
So let's not assume. And that's the kind of thing we talked earlier about the Ravens doing the predictable thing, throwing at DeAndre Hopkins, 3rd and 9. You have to defy that, and you attract attention to that guy, and then you trust somebody else. They trusted the guy in his first NFL game, and he delivered, and the Buccaneers get the win. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.